Yeah, I know you guys missed me, and I was getting like hundreds of text messages asking me to come back on live stream, so I didn't want to let my fans down. Just kidding, kidding. But do you want to uh, I'll do a lot of like flipping through a lot of I always want to learn more. I don't know, I just do. I don't know. It's just me. But and then I'll watch somebody who's, every once in a while, let me just see what this fool's doing, Crystal Dynasty or something. Or, Tiffany, whatever. I saw Bobbles was getting into her music. That's cool. Music is great. That's awesome. Music is how it is. I do see a lot of people are starting to go after net again. Um, not a lot of people, but I don't know. Just I don't know. The other day she had some, whatever the case may be. Bottom line is this: I don't even understand why somebody would be harassing somebody else for any reason, you know? So earlier, when I had gotten off the phone, I was talking to a friend and we were going through civil liberties, civil rights. And as it turns out, in the Bible, there was something mentioned as natural rights. Um, so which made me start looking more into where that appears in the Bible, about rights and stuff, which brought me to, Romans, which is in the New Testament, which I kind of I think things really get manipulated. And one of the, I mean, I am going to have to tell you guys about this because, man, I just said, come on, lady. How many times can the same name be involved in harassing families that have been featured really on the Law and Crime Network, like come on now. And they'll say something well, they shouldn't have brought it, made it public or something, but yeah, that's not the way it goes. There's a moral compass, and I think we all have it, and you're supposed to use it, and it's not real difficult. But so the other thing. I mean, I myself, I go back and forth. Like sometimes I'm like, I kind of want to do a little commentary. Then again, I kind of don't. And oh my God, this lady. I mean, I do think this particular woman, her friends need to stop. Like, they need to tell her. I mean, I get it that they're lunatics too. Um, and watching this woman have a Sybil moment, I guess, could possibly be entertaining to the people who enjoy a lunatic. I mean, I would never, I could never, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I don't think there's anybody in our community or anywhere else that I would see being so crazy. What I do see though sometimes, which is kind of weird to me, is there is some people that if they sit there around it long enough, they will actually, possibly could be convinced that, oh, yeah, did she really say that? Well, no, she didn't really say that, but I'm just lying and pretending that she did because I'm screaming in some fucked up voice. I know I sound really congested. I didn't even like realize how it's got to be because of the change in the weather. Man, we did so much research before, right? Don't you guys feel like smarter because of earlier research? I do. We just want to be informed voters in the next election. Hey, 11 people in the room. Hopefully I can squeeze one hello out of one of you. That'd be wicked cool. You know that I do totally understand about driving and just watching or whatever. I get that, but eh. A word of encouragement, like a hello. um, see, maybe I'll just be quiet till you guys say something. How you like that? How you like them apples? Just kidding. Like I'd go live and not want to talk. That'd be silly. Because I was thinking, like, yeah, uh, still waiting. There's 15 people here. It'd be cool if somebody would say hello. But I'm still wondering, like, how they ended up, say, like, the first dollar that a company makes, and they frame it. It's the first dollar, right? So a first book written would be, wow, look at this shit. This is the first, like, multiple copy book that we were able to write, even if it was on, you know, uh, everything is like probably. Wow. I don't even know if they were like even calling yeah, 16 people. Nobody can say hello. That's fucked up. I'm gonna end this if nobody says hello to me. Fuck. Just kidding. Just kidding. You know, I wish I could find the one I was reading before. I'll have to look it up because it was like uh internal evidence. I know there's evidence. No, 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 no. Oh, hell to the no. Uh, uh, uh. First the Jews and the Greeks. Exactly. I want to know what that one said. I'm just researching. Fuck it. I'll just do it all myself. All by myself. Whatever. That's pretty much a limited preview. Hmm. I don't know. Mm. Hi, Day Day. Wow. You know, the more I learn, the more I'm like, I wish I didn't know the things. You know what I mean? Like, I really think that BC Jerusalem. So I mean, I don't even think they were trying to um make people like be. I don't know. I don't know. It's late though. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot what I was fucking gonna play for you guys. I got caught up in this. My bad. My bad. So silly. I am silly. That's right. I was just gonna do a little bit of it. All right, you guys. Disclaimer, I do not own all of the rights to the audio I'm going to play, but I'm going to do it because I think this person needs some help. Like, they have a problem, in my opinion.
Oh, fate will get you all.
Isn't that crazy? I don't even sound like that. Isn't that nuts? Does anybody else think that's crazy? I'm sorry, I just do.
Interview. Well, I'm taking over. I want to say a couple of things. First of all, somebody corrected me when I said I didn't like flying monkeys.
Insane, right?
But you all, fate will get you all. Allegedly, in my opinion.
My God.
Now, I only said that it was Bobbles would get her hair caught in a grinder.
I never said that.
I never said her head. I said her hair.
It had nothing. What?
Hair
Wow. This lady's crazy.
should get caught in a meat grinder.
Oh, maybe I do sound like that. Oh my God, I just did it. I just did the Ernie laugh. Oh my God. It's because I'm congested. That's not me, that's her.
I mean, what could possibly go wrong if her hair got caught in a meat grinder?
Oh my God, this lady's so scary. Welcome, Emperor.
So slander, in my opinion. Then it was said,
In my opinion.
quote, why am I still alive? Unquote. When I ask a question,
God, she's
I
so evil.
want an answer.
My God. She's crazy.
Now, what's this about me being targeted? All right. I'm gonna do a little target practice on my own.
My God.
Now, I was
Well, I wouldn't say she's a fan of mine.
accused of being selfish.
Selfish.
Well, if I can pipe in here, if you don't think you're selfish, you're certainly histrionic.
Be quiet.
Funny fuckers, aren't they?
I've taken over this interview, and I had to push it up. Today I was impersonating the Wicked
Oh my God.
Witch. I don't know who was listening. Then when I started talking about God and Tanger's ear infection,
Oh my God. No, that's what she's doing. This isn't me. This is that Crystal Dynasty. She's not using a
I
voice changer.
diagnosed her. It's from swimming. The vertigo is for swimming.
My God.
Anyway, as soon as I mentioned God, a commercial came on. I think
Because I was putting a song on.
he was trying to interrupt me. All right. Now,
God was trying to interrupt me.
Can I have a question? Can I ask a question before you continue?
no.
I wonder, right? I wonder if it is like if she can. Man, I don't know. Crazy, right?
One question.
What exactly is your gig? You have a dog in this?
Here's my question. I'm just going to ask it. Why aren't you employed, and why
Oh my God. Oh my God. Crazy.
are you receiving?
Oh, this is that one. Okay, so this is old, but I don't think
Channel.
this.
Now I may talk about penises.
Oh my God.
I may talk about
She's scaring me.
now. I don't want you to tell anybody I've been talking to SVD. That's number one. Also, Ollie and I are tight.
No.
I don't want
My
you
God.
telling nobody that either. Something evil hates you.
Okay, well, I think you kind of come up with these quote sayings. Like, I don't think they're quite biblical. A friend to all is a friend to no one.
I never said that was biblical.
And then you also said something else.
This lady's on my every word.
From the Bible, or where?
I got that one. As a bully, I'm proud to say, from my 2020,
My God.
I fight for what's right. And if you don't, you're a weak link. You're a fence
She needs help.
3.5 hours. And by the way, who's saying that I smoke meth?
My God. But
I'm gonna find out.
She doesn't only do
I'm gonna
this
find out.
to me. She does this to Annette. I mean, like, oh my God.
Because my private life is my private life.
So weird.
It's true. It's true, indeed. People, unless I'm going to start traveling more. I should get it if I'm going to be on an airplane and in an air. Left, everything is Tiffany's fault. By the way, just so all of you.
What?
She ain't pretty.
Oh my God.
We need glasses.
Doing it again? This was 5 hours ago.
Everybody that was commenting, but the comments are disappearing. So the next one I do will definitely be on my computer, because I do like to chat back with you.
Oh, sure, lady.
It's just I'd see your name and then the comment would disappear. So again, I apologize for that. And so, by the way, I've been doing some shorts.
Yeah, sure.
And I've been really enjoying those. They've been fun. And yeah, so that's about it. I wanted to apologize because, it's when you're on a live, and that will be cleared up for next time. I see 3 people have hopped on here. Maybe I can from you guys. This iPad is so temperamental. If somebody would comment, that would be awesome. Because I want to say hello to everybody that jumped on. Oh, stop that.
Oh, there's Poof.
I saw Strawberry. I saw Tiffany, and I have Poof. And let's see, who else was on? Say hi if you're there. Luna, I did see you, honey. Lunatic. Ooh. Hey, you guys, I have a question because I see 9 of you on now. Where do you think I should take her for lunch? What are you thinking? Does anybody know what kind of food?
What is she talking about?
Thinking Chinese. Hi, Strawberry, I see you. How are you, darling?
Does she have like an American doll that is like SG, an American doll or something, and she's taking it to lunch? Seriously?
Damn, Strawberry, sure. I don't know. I don't think she likes you very much, Strawberry, but that's okay. You know, to be liked by somebody like that is just, ooh.
Wow, these people are nuts.
All right, well, I guess, okay, I guess that's about it. Oh, Applebee's or Chinese food. All right, I think
taking my American doll to Applebee's.
We're going to go with the Chinese food. That sounds
Chinese.
good. And that might be a really good way of breaking the ice or doing something different.
She might be talking about something.
But I don't really know, what she likes, so.
Who's she?
But I think, Chinese food, they also have sushi and yeah. But Strawberry says, luckily I don't need her to like me and I'm not losing anything.
Oh, wait. They are talking about me. She's taking my American doll for tacos.
Oh, yeah, right. I don't listen to really anybody. Again, I just see the thumbnails, but I did catch a few of them today, a few channels today. She loves talk, just a soft talk.
I bet SG will complain about the consistency of fish. Okay.
Tacos, Strawberry. Okay, nothing hard or brown. Oh, she could. No, you know what? That's out of character. She would not complain about anything. War hates on hard taco. Yes, that's true. And also.
So instead of love, peace, and taco, or what? Peace, love, and tacos, they're saying war, hate, and hard tacos.
Poof has been accused of being me, or I've been accused of being Poof, I think. So, yeah, that's kind of interesting.
So you mean that's you, then?
I have, then I can see another.
So it must be her, because she just said it, basically. Oh, she's smoking weed.
Strawberry says the hard tacos will break her dentures.
I don't have dentures.
Yeah, you have to be careful about that.
But I don't have dentures, so okay.
Yeah, Strawberry would say something sarcastic. I wear fix again.
Oh.
Right, Day-Day? Fucking nuts. Yeah, like one of those American Girl dolls. What the fuck is this about, man? I didn't know.
Yeah, it would be very hard for me to mod while being live. I'll say that. Oh boy.
Oh, Poof is your mod.
Oh, Strawberry. I don't know. Is that you in that picture?
No, that's not her in that picture. That is filtered. It looks like a Barbie doll.
Picture? It must be you. Oh, that's right. I've seen you live too. You're so pretty.
No, you haven't seen her live.
Wow.
She ain't pretty. You need glasses.
Wow. That's how she's saying how she really feels, I guess.
Oh. There's always a critic. Always a critic around.
That would be you, lady.
Okay, there are 9 people in here. I see Poof. I see Strawberry. I think Tiffany might have left. Everything is Tiffany's fault.
Which one?
By the way, just so all of you guys know, everything is Tiffany's fault. So I'm gonna.
Actually, that's what she likes to think.
Wait here for a few minutes. I feel badly I didn't talk to you guys when you were commenting. Oh, you're welcome. Ooh, Luna has a flu, and I think I guess it's it. Oh, okay, thank you.
Okay. Now, there is a particular person, though, if that's the Tiffany that she's speaking of, that I notice is just in everything. Disclaimer, I do not own the rights to everything that all the audio I'm playing. It is within the Fair Use Act guidelines. It is for commentary, entertainment, educational purposes only. It has been altered in speed, and all opinions stated are clearly just opinions, okay? So, this is September 6, 2022, in a different community, okay? This is a different community. Just let's see if there's anything anybody recognizes here.
My daughter were downstairs.
Okay.
Who my daughter doesn't live at home. She was just home.
Like, do we recognize a voice here?
She works. She's a freelance, and they were downstairs, and they thought I was just arguing with somebody else on the internet, and it wasn't.
This is the art of emotional blackmail.
Until my friend knocked on the door, who just lost her daughter through suicide, basically.
Okay, so this woman is pouring her heart out. I don't know if it's her panel, or I believe it is, and her panel guest is up there with a avatar of Julie Andrews or Sound of Music, you know.
Me and her daughter, we
See if you
cried with
recognize
each other. She was a friend, we cried to each other. She tried to commit suicide. I'll be there with her, and if I, she'd be there with me. There was a bond between me and her. Well, anyway, she passed away, and
okay, so her friend passed away.
She knocked on my door.
This is an older lady in England talking.
Grandson, her daughter's son, and I had my hand full of tablets, and I had every intention of taking them, because there comes a.
Keep seeing if there's anything you recognize here.
I've been speaking to the girls tonight, and it's so hard. Sometimes you think it'd be easier for your kids, they're more worried about you.
This is an older lady, right? Vulnerable.
Well, I went with her, and she took me back to her house, and then when she realised I had this handful of tablets, she brought me back here. She'd rang the police, she'd rang the
So she's got some unaliving tendencies, right? That she's thinking a certain way, correct? Correct. Let's keep it going and see who we recognize here. All right. See if you recognize anything here.
Behavior that might be reminiscent of maybe your sister or anything when it's coming from you onto another person. Does that send you into emotional kind of breakdown?
Does that sound like anybody we know? What a shame. Say it isn't so. Say that this poor woman didn't just reveal her vulnerability to a vampire.
Absolutely. When I'm low, listen, I wear this mask. When I'm on my channel, I wear this mask and I'm happy go lightly, Sally Ann, I'm smiling, but inside, every day I
Did anybody recognize that voice? Keep listening.
a little bit, just a little bit. I'm waiting for the psychiatrist. They've been on, that happens on the Wednesday, Thursday, whenever it was. I had the psychiatrist on the phone on the next day saying, he's chasing it up. Then I had him on the phone yesterday saying that the NHS has been hacked. So any help that was coming.
So the national health system was hacked in England, was it? Is that true? Huh. Wish I had somebody who would look that up for me. Was the NHS hacked in England?
To me might be a bit longer because obviously these people that have hacked the NHS, which is national health.
Seriously? What? Did that happen? Could somebody look that up for me?
Service. We're asking for X amount.
Wow, how coincidental.
£1 million, He rang me. I was on a call to the girls and he rang me.
So do you think that is it possible just
Does anybody recognize that voice? Come on, listen, you guys.
just hear me out on this? And I'm not, again, I want you to understand, I'm not trying to minimize any emotion you were feeling or anything like that.
Oh my God. This poor woman talking to a vampire. The devil. There.
I am with you on that one. I understand your emotions were very real and you were feeling them. Is it possible that the source of those emotions, that it maybe wasn't Lycan, it maybe wasn't Robbie, and now
Like. No.
Now hear me out indirectly, that it possibly started with being confronted about behaviors towards Mrs. Portland, and then
victim blaming. Now they go after both of them. So they find people who are honest and real and letting their experiences define their character, speaking of them in strength. And then there's these people. Yes, Tomcat, yes. Isn't that something?
Your emotional response to that being having Robbie as being your friend and him coming at you about it, and then having Lycan who okay. So
wow.
Absolutely.
So I think it
wow. Doesn't take them long either, especially with these older women. Like, they really get, Mrs. Portland, she's been fighting a good one. Now, here's another one, though, I really was, like, shocked to, okay? Let's get this one queued up. This one here is another one they're doing it too. What a shame. This one was September 30th. What a shame. What a shame. These are men, and then one woman. Not one, but the one little Matahari.
And I spoke about you to my counselor. I speak on you almost every week with.
There's none that I know of. What is that going to end? You think Natasha gives a shit about your ass?
These are elderly women. Wow, really, Tomcat? Yeah, and there is, wow, this is terrible.
Yeah, she said that she's been doing over a year now, and that she's also been coming at her since high school. Which it's a long history that Mrs.
This guy's lying, man. They're fucking making these poor women.
He has with Noodle Mash. They lived in the same area for a few years before Noodle came to YouTube, and
Strange, huh?
This community to make some videos. But they did know each other in
comparable to the TH and Maddie story.
Was it high school?
Right?
Yeah. The story I got was that
wow.
Mrs. P was in special ed. And
God, these are. This is gross. These men would never act like this out in public with other men and stuff. They just wouldn't. I don't even know men like this. This is gross. Here's one woman here, I think, that starts to, I'm not sure. Oh my God.
There's none that I know of. What is that going to end? You think Natasha gives a shit about your ass? You're literally like shit beneath her shoes. She don't care about you.
Wow.
I guarantee.
What the fuck?
She wasn't even thinking about you for like the past 6 months, if ever. Apologize. Get the fuck out of here.
Wow, so I guess we see people who don't want peace all over the communities. I'm not sure what community this is. This is an example that we are not the only ones that have a common denominator.
The only thing I ever apologized to Natasha for was because of the diaries. That's it. That's the only thing. Nothing else that she deserved my apology on. Nothing.
Oh, so he's the one who let out the stuff that he keeps saying. I mean, I'm not
what
sure.
proof has Mrs. P shown?
Diaries.
Or any of her allegations? Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
I mean, look,
wow. And
I don't
this
agree
guy
with
is
everything.
what? Is he putting makeup on the camera? It looks like he is. This one guy is sitting there putting makeup on while they're bashing a woman and an older woman.
And
wow. Wow, Tomcat. Wow. That's incredible, isn't it? That is fucked up right there. That is fucked up. Where's the limit? Now, I did check to verify to see if indeed the wife that had been murdered by Chris Watts, if her family, after appearing on the Law and Crime Network thing, had been harassed. And sure as shit they had. So take a gander to this, okay? This is really important, you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for listening.
Nothing to do with money, but the mood. Mrs. Portland just put a curse on his grandchild. Oh, that's terrible.
That's how they make people hate people, you know? They type in there, Mrs. Portland put a curse on Linda's grandchild. Now, remind you, this is July 1st of this year.
Terrible. Pete is not dead, Lori. Pete is not dead. Hey, Nell Bell, welcome. But I mean, the Watts case brought me to YouTube. That was a whole nother. Right. And a lot of people there, you know.
Okay. So this person says the Watts case brought me to YouTube. That was a whole other beast. Now listen.
The true crime community, they were brought here by specific cases, right? They got interested and they were like, I wonder what these YouTubers are saying about it. And that's how they wound up.
Listen to this. Disclaimer, I do not own all of the audio contained within this video, but I am using it within the Fair Use Act guidelines, and it has been altered in speed. It is for commentary, educational, entertainment purposes only. All opinions said are opinions.
You know what's interesting about the Watts case is how, because I can't explain how I know some of this, but
let's slow it down a little. Lovely, the lovely panel guest there.
The mood works. It's not. It has nothing to do with money, but the mood. Mrs. Portland just put a curse on it.
Now that's belly laugh there. He is amused. Really. He loves it.
Oh, that's terrible.
He loves it. He's terrible. A man who goes around fucking harassing women. Isn't that crazy?
Terrible. Pete is not dead, Lori. Pete is not dead. Hey, Nell Bell. Welcome.
I wonder who Pete is. Interesting. But here's where you got to pay some good attention here.
But I mean, the Watts case brought me to YouTube. That was a whole nother. Right. And a lot of people there, in the true crime community, they were brought here by specific cases, right? They got interested and they were like, I wonder what these YouTubers are saying about it. That's how they wound up.
You know what's
Listen.
Interesting about the Watts case is how, because I can't explain how I know some of this, but the Watts. Okay, so shit.
Terrible, man.
Shanann or Shanae, I don't ever know how to pronounce her name, but the woman who was murdered, okay, her family started.
She can't explain how she knows these things.
Really going after the true crime channels extremely hard, in particular her brother, and it got really crazy for a minute.
But that's not what happened. It was them getting harassed.
And it there, like he was doxing channels. It was nuts. So it was kind of like,
she's trying to blame the family of the victims of the Watts family. Isn't that crazy?
Like, these true crime channels were at war with the family of one of the victims. And it got.
Like, look it up. I'll look it up.
Really out of hand. I mean, it was almost.
They're blaming one family on over millions.
I don't feel. I have empathy for the victims of these crimes, and then they don't ask to be thrust into this. spotlight, you know, of all this attention. But it's,
Right.
you know, public interest is, it's just natural, right? People are curious about these things.
There's a person in there named Irvin who was driving. Good a chap, he was driving.
But I mean, her brother just went mental for a long time on
this law and crime. And this person said, I came to this community expecting true crime, but ended up getting nothing but crazy ass drama. Pisses me off that I was duped because now I'm invested and feels trapped. The World Wide Web. Come into my parlor, said the spider to the fly. Yeah. But she is connected again. She can't tell how she knows these things. Isn't that something?
all these true crime channels, and
now he puts up his booze fund, his cash app.
Behavior was really inappropriate. So it was like kind of like this awkward
thing. His
behavior
was inappropriate. Let me just take a look and see. Wow. I don't know. She's blaming them. This is crazy. Let's see this. Disclaimer, I do not own all of any.
Hey guys, my name is Shanann. I just want you to know a little bit of my story. I went through one of the darkest times of my life.
They went to her Facebook page.
I met Chris, and he's the best thing that has ever happened to me.
There was no note or anything. I don't know what to do right now. Husband did it. And through all of that, even up to today, members of Shanann's family say they are receiving death threats.
Oh my God. And she was just on a panel accusing the family.
They are being bullied and tormented by online trolls, people hurling insults and making hurtful accusations against them. It got so bad that Shanann Watts' father, Frank Rushek, flew to Colorado last year and
what a shame.
held a news conference in front of the home where his daughter was killed to plead for all of the bullying of his family to just stop. Last summer, on August 13, 2018, my daughter Shanann Watts and her...
Can you believe that? And somehow, some way, they're using the Law and Crime Network to allow it to, or to do it. I mean, they're not monitoring it. Well, isn't one of the monitors somebody that we all know? I mean, I'm not trying to point any fingers, but very interesting that it goes back to the Law and Crime, corner there. Strange, right? But I'm sure it goes through a lot of them, like the gaming ones and stuff too.
Their children were murdered. They were killed by Shannon's husband and the children's father, Chris Watts. But I will say that our family, including Shanann and her children and our grandchildren, have been ridiculed.
Unbelievable. And how is it that she would come out blaming the family of it? And she can't say how she knows that it was unreal. Plus talking with the Sandy Hook stuff. I mean,
demeaned
slandered, mocked in the most vicious ways you can imagine. We have been subject to false accusations, fake Facebook accounts, hate.
Unbelievable.
Hate speeches and constant stream of ugly, evil insults and attacks. Every time we turn around, there's someone trying to capitalize on our tragedy. To the people who feel they are entitled
Wow.
to profit off our loss, we urge you, please stop.
And I'm joined now by Court TV special correspondent Ashley Banfield, who's been looking into this. This is unbelievable. Ashley, what have you found out?
Oh my God. Hi, Tomcat.
Yeah, I think that's the word, Vinny. Unbelievable. How does this happen? I mean, pre-social media, these people must have all been out there, just no outlets to do what they do so well. In the wake of the Sandy Hook, I mean, pre-social media, these people must have all been out there, just no outlet.
Oh my God.
Unbelievable. Ashley, what have you found out?
Yeah, I think that's the word, Vinny. Unbelievable. How does this happen? I mean, pre-social media, these people must have all been out there, just no outlet to do what they do so well. In the wake of the Sandy Hook killings of those children, this has been the lives of the families those children.
And she just said the other day, "Are you still following Lenny?" to somebody in her room. Like, what?
Behind. They are ruthlessly and mercilessly trolled, mocked, harassed, harangued. There are death threats against them, and that's what Shanann Watts' family is now discovering.
What happened? Oh my God.
2 years out from these murders. I think
2 years.
Frank Rushek Sr. puts it probably the best. He says there's a lot of ugly out there, whether it's Facebook or Twitter or.
I was watching a live stream the other day. I'm gonna give them I'm gonna actually shout this. I'm just saying. Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't even know. I'm just gonna say I was watching a live stream the other day, and they were showing somebody that was promoting, like, on the dark web, these live unaliving things. Like, it's like, what? Like, I mean, there's problems going on here. Problems going on. These people, yeah, they're the same people. Like, when they go, this isn't real life. YouTube isn't real life. It's like, no, that's a problem. That's a problem that they think that we're not sitting here talking, really. When did that occur? That people thought, I mean,
YouTube, it's just filled with these conspiracy theorists and
no, but they're not. See what they're doing? These it's not conspiracy theorists, lady. It's okay. Oh my God. It can be comparable to, like, serial. I mean, like to killers. Like, oh my God. I mean, to watch the same person within the last, what? I mean, how long be involved in so many tragedies where there's like, I mean, come on. That's like the chosen one being involved in so many mysterious deaths a month after interviewing people. Correct? Kind of weird. In my opinion.
Lies that people continue to propagate, insults, attacks, and like I said before, even death threats, they say. This has been sort of a daily occurrence for them in the past. They have reached out to the various different social media platforms.
But they say, oh, what they're struggling with, the balance of free speech rights and hateful posts. Okay, yeah, but no. See, defamation, hateful it's not in the natural rights. Like, naturally, people are supposed to be good. It's not black or white that are making the world evil, it's green.
To ask for help in taking these posts down, or at least trying to cull the herd of trolls out there. It's been really odd. They said they haven't.
Wow. To protect people. Yeah, and they're still trying. Well, maybe we just need to reach out to that family. I mean, because, yeah, this is a very.
Had that help. And even tonight, just before I came on with you, I just started looking to find, sure enough, there are Facebook groups out there in support of Chris Watts who think that somehow Shanann was somehow, I don't know.
Really?
I can't even say it out loud. It's worthy of this crime. I'm really not sure where their logic is, given the fact that we've, heard so much. We've heard him. We've seen him.
All right, something strange.
It's not a mystery, people, what this guy was capable of. But in case, anybody needs a reminder, here's the lying, cheating horror show that is Chris Watts, right on camera, telling police all sorts of dirty lies. Here you go.
Do you have any friends around here? Yeah, for friends? Yeah, you got friends in Frederick, Erie, Aurora, that part of area, Brookfield.
All right. So look, what I'm gonna do is this. What I want to do is this. I'm gonna slow this down, real slow. I'm gonna turn the audio off, and I'm gonna read the ticker at the bottom of the screen. Okay? If you guys don't mind. Come on. All right. I know. Okay, that's right where I got a little interested, right there in the bottom of it. Okay. The government to kill a Georgian citizen of Chechen ethnicity who fought Russian troops in Chechnya. Okay, so hold on. I'm not even sure if I'm saying it right, okay? I might not be. A Greek court ruled that the far-right Golden Dawn Party was operating as a criminal organization. Maybe it's too slow. Hold on, you guys. Oh, that's too fast. Hold on. All right, but now I missed a lot of it. I think it's interesting to know what we're being distracted by. Okay. Hold on, I gotta read that too. I'm just gonna start from the beginning reading it. Fuck it. Okay. Ready? To a wall with their hands cuffed behind them while the song played on a loop at a loud volume for hours. The separate incidents occurred in November and December. That's how they put. A South Carolina man has been convicted of murder in the first jury trial in Lexington County since the start of the C-19 thing. Joseph Randolph Henry, 30, he's 30, was sentenced to 40 years in prison without parole in the February 2019 death of Alexis Zargna, 29, Henry, and were sitting in the. Hold on, this is too fucking slow. Oh my freaking gosh. Can I just simmer down here? Oh, thank you, Tomcat. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I just want to be in the know. Okay, so South Carolina man has been convicted of. Now they're talking about a man being convicted of murder too on the screen in Lexington County since the start of the scene. Okay, so we should write that name down and look up his circumstances. Joseph Randolph Henry. If anybody wants to write that down for me. He was sentenced to 40 years in prison without parole in the February 2019. Okay. They were sitting in the back seat of a moving vehicle when he shot her during an argument. She died the next day as a result of the gunshot wound to her brain. Really? In the back seat? Wow. That's a Greek court ruled that the far-right Golden Dawn Party was operating as a criminal organization following a politically charged 5-year trial against dozens of defendants, including former lawmakers of what had become Greece's third largest party, delivering landmark verdicts. The court ruled that 7 of the party's 18 former lawmakers, including party leader Nikos Michailakos, were guilty of leading a criminal organization, while others were guilty of participating. Huh. Interesting. The reason why I called this Romans was because I was reading Romans. I'll definitely have to. Well, maybe I can mind myself here. Wow, so very recent. So this is recent, right? So for 5 years, Greece was, but this was the thing that got me like thinking. I'm not big on like the new or the old. I don't know. I just sometimes you can find what you need in a certain, you know. But it was really, I thought was kind of nice, the way it was written. That particular passage. So what you mean the Greek guy there? Mikos, right? Is that what you mean? This one says a Russian accused of killing a Georgian man in broad daylight in downtown Berlin on Moscow's orders went on trial for murder in a case that has contributed to growing frictions between Germany and Russia. What? Well, that doesn't sound like just some guy goes and killed some guy. Oh, murder happened. Right? Seems it was causing frictions. It's a little deep. Contributed to growing frictions between Germany and Russia. The defendant traveled to the German capital last August on the orders of the Russian government to kill a Georgian citizen of Chechen ethnicity who fought Russian troops in Chechnya. No pleas are entered in the German trial system, and the defendant made only a short statement. Yeah, but they left him like he got caught. Like, that's crazy. President Donald Trump's accountant must turn over his tax records to a New York state prosecutor. An appeals court ruled in a decision that likely sets up a second trip to the U.S. Supreme Court over the issue. Why, I don't know. The Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in Manhattan said in a written decision that a stay of a lower court decision will remain in effect so Trump's lawyers can appeal the ruling to the High Court. A New York bar patron accused of giving a fatal shove to an 80-year-old man during a confrontation about the need to wear a mask has pled not guilty to criminally negligent homicide. Donald Lewinsky. Wow. How that's weird, huh? Donald Lewinsky? I wonder if he's related to Monica Lewinsky. Weird. Just saying, I mean, it's not like, is it that like a common name? I don't know. I'm sure it probably is. I don't know everybody's name. 65, so he was 65, entered a plea of not guilty and was released on his recognizances. According to prosecutors, Rocco what? Oh, come on now. Somebody's got to look this up for me. Come on. Rocco, Rocco, and then Sapienzia something. Sapienz, Z is in zebra, A. Okay, guys? Recently, Tomcat? Wow. Wow. It's like some kind of a Tom Clancy novel or some shit. Disclaimer, everything being said here is an opinion and allegedly only. None of these statements we're making are, everything is IMO, right? Yep. In your opinion, right, Tomcat? Allegedly, Tomcat. Allegedly. Yeah, I really want to know is we need more than we got Tomcat and Tomcat. 2 Tomcats. I need more. Come on, it's almost 4:20. We need more people. There's 18, and I need somebody to look up ROCCOSAPIENZA. in your opinion, allegedly. Well, that could have been one of those things. I mean, think about it, you know? He confronted Lewinsky at a bar in West Seneca on September 26th because he was not wearing a mask. Well, how's he gonna freaking wear a mask in the bar? Really? An 80-year-old man? Lewinsky shoved him, who fell and he struck his head on the floor. He's in the bar. He's 80. Maybe he had to get to the bathroom real quick. I wonder how many deaths there were because of that kind of stuff. I wonder if a lot. Oh, I bet ya. I bet ya. Well, we really can't even talk about. But I wonder. In my opinion, I'd be curious to find out if a lot of those, sea-related deaths were things like that. Wow. U.S. Justice Department asked the nation's highest court to review the case of Boston Marathon Zarnoff, whose death sentence was thrown out over concerns with the jury selection process. Justice Department lawyers said the First U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals was wrong when it ruled Zarnoff deserves a new trial to decide whether Zarnoff should be executed. He's some young kid, man. Some young kid just in the wrong place. Yeah, man. Anybody would, but that's, yeah, no, man. That's so sad shit, man. The U.S. Justice Department asked the Supreme Court Tuesday to review. Oh, yeah, that's the same one. Okay. So that one ran twice. Am I boring you guys? They called it one of the most important terrorism prosecutions in our nation's history. Oh my God. Yeah, but the thing was there was somebody at both of those, that explosion. Oh, I can't even speak of it anymore. Yeah. They're not conspiracy theories. I'm just saying, pointing out coincidences. They're just coincidences. That's all. It said the First Court of Appeal. A Bollywood actress who was arrested by India's narcotics agency, setting off a media frenzy that has gripped the nation, walked out of jail Wednesday after being granted bail. Ria was released from a Mumbai prison a month after being arrested for allegedly buying drugs for her boyfriend, popular movie actor Sushant Singh Rajput, who was found dead in a suspected unaliving in June. What? Is that the kid from Slumdog Millionaire? I mean, I could be wrong, but Louisville Metropolitan Police released files from the department's Public Integrity Unit investigation into the case of Breonna Taylor. The files show contact between Breonna Taylor and Jamarcus Glover, an ex-boyfriend suspected of DRUG dealing, but it is unclear from the files when those contacts ended. The files include interview transcripts. Yeah, right. But that clearly would show a violation, like, of the Constitution. I mean, they're supposed to have that the probable cause warrant has to be based on something legit to give them. You can't just be like, oh, I think. You know what I mean? And that wasn't a fart, by the way. That was me opening a bottle, a thing. Not that it's your business, Tomcat. Nosy. No, sir, just kidding. Just joking. What state are you in, Tomcat? Crime scene reports and officers' body cam show Breonna Taylor was shot in her apartment in March when police executed a search warrant. And that guy used her, but that was a weird case, but we can talk about that another time. Supreme Court is leaving in place a decision that allows a lawsuit to move forward against a Kentucky clerk who was jailed in 2015 for refusing to issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples while they're like releasing people who, man, that's just so crazy. What's it say? Court said it would not take the case off Kim Davis. Of course, always a woman, a former Rowan County clerk, and two same-sex couples who are suing her. The lawsuits were filed after Kim Davis cited religious objections, stopped issuing all marriage licenses after the high courts refused, ruling to allow same-sex unions. A former tech executive sentenced to a year of home confinement for paying $300,000 to bribe his son's way into Georgetown University as a tennis recruit, even though the son did not play tennis. Peter Dahmer, appeared before a Boston federal court via video and said he was enormously remorseful for his actions. Peter Dahmer, the former CEO of a technology services company, joins dozens of parents and coaches who have pleaded guilty, in a sweeping college admissions scandal. I wonder if it's really a college admissions scandal or if they're just fucking with people. In my opinion, I don't know. Like, remember they were accusing, like, all these Hollywood actresses? I mean, maybe they're just, I don't know. Maybe. I'd like to see more proof than a ticker at the bottom. These people are going to jail for stuff like this and losing their companies, and then other shit's happening. And in the meantime, we didn't even know that the NHS got hacked, right? I could be wrong. Let me know if I'm just boring. Seriously, 18 people and just me and Tomcat talking. That's so fucked up, man. Because I think it's very interesting what we uncover. Correct. A Michigan man charged with killing and mutilating a man he met through a dating app has been deemed mentally fit to stand trial. 51-year-old Mark Lutunsky is accused of killing his 25-year-old victim in December 2019 and hanging the body from the ceiling in his home. Mark Lutunsky, who has spent the past several months in a psychiatric hospital, is due in court in the coming weeks. Okay, but wait, now that's not his first. Let's not fool ourselves. Okay? Listen, Tomcat. You're gonna need to wake up because I need a research assistant. Okay? Seriously. I need you to be a research assistant for me. It's very important. Okay? We need to know. And that was like a pretty okay, so it's a Michigan charged with mutilating a man he met through a dating app has been deemed mentally fit to stand trial. All right. Killing his 25-year-old victim in December 2019 and hanging the body from the ceiling in his home. Okay. No. There's no way. That's not a first-time killer. It's 4:16 and I need a research assistant. Or, I don't know. Alright, what's the person's name? Mark Lutunsky. Now we would have to see what dating app. I mean, and how many times, and why is this person a 25-year-old victim? I thought there were no victims. Only when they're homosexual and what, murdered, and then they're just like nameless? That's fucked up. Grinder? Are you just guessing, or did they really? Now, think about it. When I said meat grinder, everybody, like, was like, wait, like meat grinder. But they can call it grinder. And couldn't it be indicative of, like, I mean, really, the guy's hanging a dead body from the ceiling in his home? Tell me why. Like, why? Why would he do that? Right? That doesn't even make sense. My God, there's a 911 call. Oh my God, so listen to this. This is insane right now. So is that dating app gone? I mean, it should be gone now.
Ever since Taylor started looking for a new cashback credit card, she's been freezing out. I got this.
Or you could try NerdWallet, which is side-by-side comparisons to help find the best credit card for you.
Okay, Tomcat.
Thanks.
Probably gonna miss something really good.
NerdWallet, the smartest decision for all your financial decisions.
Sherlock County 911. I want to get away from some creepy guy. He hadn't died in the basement. I'm sorry, what's that? I'm trying to escape
My God.
from some guy who had me chained up in the basement.
But it should be closed down. It shouldn't be. Right? Oh my God, in the fall of 2019.
Surrogacy 911, where's your emergency?
October 10th, 2019. So almost like exactly what, 3 years ago? 4 years ago?
I'm here in Detroit. I'm from New York. And I met this guy at the bus station who offered me a ride. And I'm not even sure where I am. But I broke out of fucking basement and I need a ride.
I'd love to know what that guy is saying. Like, all right, we're gonna need to slow this shit down. Okay? I need to be able to hear this correct here.
I'm here in Detroit. I'm from New York. And I met this guy at the bus station who offered me a ride. And I'm not even sure.
So he met the guy at the bus station. He offered to give him a ride.
I broke out of this fucking basement and I need a ride. I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. I can't. I'm going back to his place if I wanted to. I don't know if you can take me and Sydney and see.
So he's not saying that they met on a dating app, did he? No.
And walking down the street with a picture on, sweetheart, I need help.
Okay, I'm gonna get you help. Are you walking down the street right now?
Yes, I am.
So wait a minute. So who's the guy? Wait a minute.
I'm passing it on. It's all bad for you. I can't believe I don't know where I am. I don't know. Like, I never ever had anything like this happen. I don't know whether he drugged me. I don't know. I woke up in the fucking basement. Okay? Chained in the basement with 11.
My God. How could that be? It says it was the same basement where Kevin Bacon's, not Kevin Bacon, the actor, his body was recovered a few months later. Did they arrest him? I mean, come on.
And I have an ankle, and I cut it with the butcher knife that I have in my fucking hand. Excuse my French.
Okay, now hold on, because this is slow down, but hear how fast it still is? Like,
Do you have anything on you right now?
I have my phone. I'm sorry.
Are you carrying anything?
Let's see. Until I see a police officer, when I see a police officer, I look for it. Until then, I don't trust that he's not walking up because I.
my God. The bacon was found days later in the basement, hanging from the ceiling, his body mutilated.
I got lost, and I didn't know if I'm headed towards this house or not. That's why I'm rattling 911. But
so he said he has a phone, basically. The Johnson has been since charged with an open murder and mutilation of a body. Wow, like it's not even a person.
So I don't even know if I'm headed back towards his house. He was up in the basement. He came to something. He cut the chain.
Open murder.
I cut the leather strap that had the chain. So he's not sure. I just want to get out of here, and I want to go home. I don't even care about the legal case I was here for.
So he wasn't there on an app. He was there on a legal case. Interesting. Interesting. Really interesting. He had to fly in from New York. Wow, really different, right? Okay.
I'm sorry, I can't help them. I want to go home. Okay, all right. And listen, I've got help on the way. What were you here
Oh, let's see.
for? I'm a volunteer court advocate. I came here to help them see a community. And I was supposed to be meeting. I'm at the bus station. I met this guy. I'm by. He's cute. He hit on me. I know we got out to the car. We talked. We went to the store.
Okay, so now this is a different person, they're saying.
Soda. I woke up in the basement. Okay. He obviously drugged me. Okay, when I get a trooper close to you, I'm gonna need you to put that butcher knife down now.
Butcher knife. How to get a butcher knife?
Okay. Yeah, it's anything, danger. You don't need to throw it in the water.
So right after she said, "Why were you here?" where the guy would have went into talking about what legal case he was there, it went talking into that.
But I just don't want it on you. Is there anything else?
She didn't even ask him where he is or anything.
Just I don't even know if I have my cigarette.
I don't even know if I have my cigarettes. That doesn't make sense.
Okay. You don't have a bag or anything else?
Oh my God, they're hunting these people, I think, in my opinion. Oh my God, man. No, I gotta slow it down.
He seemed like a nice guy. He preached outside like he wanted to talk. I got outside. He goes, "Oh, yeah, you just start shooting back. You can't."
Colors by L'Oreal Paris. With Solems.
show yesterday. I actually look and I did it this happened. Are you injured at all? You said that you need
What is going on here?
No, I'm not injured. Okay. I really live myself. I'm in a panic right now.
This is slowed down. I still can't tell what he's saying.
You had a leather strap to a metal chain. He's an idiot. Okay, where I'm showing you the trooper is a little bit away, but when he gets closer, I'm gonna need you to put that knife down. Yeah, that's your problem, man.
Sound like you said that's your problem, man? That's weird.
Nothing but respect to the police officers. Never had a problem with police. He's advising. He has a knife in his hair.
Oh, man. So she's gonna make him sound like he's fucking combatant by that. Unbelievable. Oh my god. Next hurting.
Pick up that leather off. It's gonna put it down when you approach it. Because I don't know if I'm not towards him, and if he comes walk.
Maybe. Maybe it didn't sound like she did that. I should stop speaking.
Now, I don't know where he is. Okay, because I don't know.
It's like it's going back and forth from one guy to I don't know.
I was guessing. It's so real right now. When it's settled in, I'll probably have to.
Strange that they were on for so long. That was a weird name. I mean, a weird sound.
I ran down driveways. I ran all over so much that I'm fucking lost. I was making sure I wasn't being followed. I don't know whether he's got dogs. I don't know. I don't really ever go to his house. Okay. I don't want to.
Yeah, it is.
I just really need a ride.
Now that sounds like somebody talking in the background.
So if you see him approaching, I need you to put that in the. I don't see any lights at all. Okay.
So he didn't see any lights at all still. He's been on, what, 4 minutes?
I'm starting to see lights coming up behind me. They're ways away now.
Behind him is probably the guy. Oh my god.
Okay. I will stick this on the guardrail as soon as I can tell nobody's walking behind me. This is the second vehicle.
He could be driving behind him.
Seems nice. And I'm hoping this is the cop, because if it's not, I'm going to be really scared. I'm flagging down whoever.
He's flagging the car down. It's coming up behind him.
So if this is the maniac, you're going to hear some crazy shit. I don't know. I think this is a cop because that looks like.
Oh my god.
An extra bright light. So I am now putting this down. I am unarmed. It is on the guardrail.
Wow.
I am not armed. It is kind of nice on the guardrail. I am not armed. Okay, let's see. Okay.
Okay, so
I to escape from some guys who had me chained in the basement. You had you chained in the basement? Where are you calling from? I don't know.
Two separate phone calls to Shiawassee County Dispatch last year revealed two separate incidents of
that looks like the same guy. Is that the same guy?
men claiming to have escaped from Mark Latunski's basement. Latunski was charged with murder and mutilation in connection with the death of 25-year-old Kevin Bacon late last year. The recordings were obtained by TV5 through the Freedom of Information Act. One of the calls was placed on November 25th of 2019 by a man who said he escaped from Latunski's home and needed help.
Crazy. I need you to go somewhere safe. If you can run up to somebody's house.
The dispatcher later identifies the man's location.
Wow, so that's after the other one. The other one was October 20th, and the guy was still out, able to do it again. Can you believe that? And then out again to kill. Can you believe that? I mean, seriously. Can you? Unbelievable.
Over the phone and sends troopers there.
Are you in the road? I have 6 state troopers that aren't very far away. I see the trooper right there. He just, yeah.
This followed an incident on October 10th involving a different man.
Oh my God, followed incident.
And I need a ride.
The dispatcher attempts to calm the man who believes he's been drugged.
I met this guy. I'm by his shooting it on me. I went out to the car and truck. We went to the cinema, had soda. I went up in the basement. Okay.
The man then
I don't know, before he said he was there for a legal case and met him at the bus station, right?
reveals to the dispatcher that he's carrying a butcher knife, which he says he used to escape. The dispatcher later discovers the man's location and advises him to lower the weapon before encountering the police.
Yeah, I sure do, Tomcat. Yep, I sure do.
Because that looks like an extra bright light, so I am now putting this down. I am unarmed. It is on the guardrail. Yes, I am. I'm not armed. I'm just really happy to see you.
Police.
And then they let him out, or not even let it. They did nothing, and the guy
also say both men declined to press charges. In Shiawassee County, Jonathan Jackson, WNEM TV5.
Come on, that is crazy. Like, what? Oh my God. His name was Conorak Syntha Somphone. I did a video on it.
Lasting goodness for smooth, luminous skin. Nourish Home.
Yeah, it shouldn't be up to the people to have to press the charges.
Shop a mix of seasonal trends and make every day more holiday. Make graphic? Feel gilded. All with fast and free shipping. Style is what you make it. Make it yours at Jocelyn Made.
The cops
Okay, so the
declined to press
story
charges.
is
Yeah.
about Conorak, and I'm going to pronounce it how it's spelled. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Synthasamphone. Synthasamphone. I don't know. It's Synthasamphone. He was a 14-year-old Laotian boy, and the reason why I just want to get the story out is because the more I research it, the sicker I get. It's really a disgusting, disgusting story. Back in 1991, there was a serial killer by the name of Jeffrey Dahmer, who I'm sure we are all familiar with. He would dismember and eat his victims. He was finally caught by the escape of a Tracy Edwards, 22-year-old black man. I guess he was always haunted by the experience with Jeffrey Dahmer and continued to go down a bad course. And he was later, 20 years later, he threw a man off a bridge and he got 1.5 years. Okay, not sure if he ever even got the help that he needed regarding what happened to him. 1.5 years is a pretty light sentence, but I'm certain that he lives a life sentence, remembering the horror of being in that apartment. The apartments, they are demolitioned, just an empty lot now. Disgustingly, the officers that I will tell you all about, they seem to really fare the best in the whole situation. I mean, really disgustingly. As we all know, Jeffrey Dahmer was killed in prison. I couldn't think of a better thing to happen to him.
In opinion
I think
only.
it's disgusting that the prisoner that did it even got any time for that, because
I think he was already serving a life sentence.
But I mean, really, he did a favor for the world.
In my opinion, allegedly.
Anyway, you know, and this prisoner also that did kill Jeffrey Dahmer said, you know, that Jeffrey Dahmer was just a weird individual. He would arrange his food into looking like human body parts on his plate and then cover it with ketchup. Just a real sicko. Sick person. It's unfortunate he didn't die in childbirth. Anyone that's going around collecting roadkill, I'm sorry, you know, or killing animals, things like that, those are signs, definite signs.
This is back in June 11th, 2020.
Was a 14-year-old boy that had escaped Jeffrey Dahmer, and he was bleeding and not speaking coherently, so the officers took him as being intoxicated. If they would have even bothered to check where the blood was coming from, they would have seen that a hole had been drilled into his skull and acid had been poured in. When Dahmer returned from the package store, he was very nonchalant, went up to the officers and said that they were lovers. If the officers had have even bothered to run Jeffrey Dahmer's identity, they would have found that 3 years before, Kelson Synthasamphone, from the same family, the older brother of Conorak, had been sexually molested by Jeffrey Dahmer, and
the older brother had been molested by Jeffrey Dahmer.
Jeffrey Dahmer had received 1 year work release and 5 years probation. So he was on probation. That's a pretty light sentence. I think he's just a disgraceful human being. And I think it's a disgrace that those officers, even though there was 2 women there that were telling them, no, this boy, you know, it is not, he is not an adult. He's a young boy. He's obviously hurt. And the fire department had showed up as well. The officers told them to leave. the officers, when they called back into the police department about the call, they were making jokes about returning, reuniting the lovers. Just disgusting. Really disgusting. They returned him to the killer. When they went to Jeffrey Dahmer's apartment, they could smell the smell of the decaying body that was decaying in the bedroom. They never even investigated it or questioned it. They just brought that boy right back to his killer, where within the hour, Jeffrey Dahmer had drilled another hole in his skull, injected more acid, and sexually assaulted him and dismembered him and ate him. That's a disgrace. That family got $850,000 from the city of Milwaukee. What a disgrace. Just a disgrace. The officer, one of the officers was Joseph Garish. He said, "Oh, we are trained to notice detail, and we didn't see anything." You didn't see anything? You didn't smell a decaying corpse? You didn't see blood? You didn't see that this kid was naked, running? I mean, you couldn't hear the two women that were telling you, no, that is not the case. This is, this person is in peril. I find it disgusting. But what happened to him, he went on to be...
Right, Tomcat? And the guy even goes, we are trained to notice detail, and didn't notice anything. So by them not getting in trouble for that, by them not getting in trouble for it, it didn't set the precedence for them to uphold having trained to notice detail. And then after that, then they'd be expected to notice decaying bodies and shit. Yeah.
He made police chief and then police captain. I recently read, when he retired in 2019, this write-up about him, just really giving him such accolades of how wonderful he was. I wonder how much he collects in retirement.
Probably more than the family gets.
A service animal and an emotional support pet. Well, a service animal has to go
Probably more than what that family got. I mean, I just cannot comprehend that these officers got reinstated and all the back pay, and then went on to rise in the ranks. The other officer was a John Balzarak. He went on to become the president of the Milwaukee Police Association. He also recently retired and got another great write-up. They were mad at the police association, though, because of the handling of an African-American cop, Officer Alfonso Glover, that fired a total of 19 shots at an unarmed man in a road rage incident. He was 3 times over the legal limit, and the family of Wilbert Javier Prado, Hispanic, that he had killed, can't sue because he was not on the clock. And yet the police association can be mad because they didn't represent this cop enough. So I don't really understand that. Depending on...
So basically what happened was that because of the qualified immunity doctrine, right? Because of the qualified immunity doctrine, that something occurred where whoever was in charge of the representing the police officers, but this cop was off the clock and drunk, but used, I believe, his service revolver. For some reason he ended up in jail, right? So then when he comes out, conveniently, hold on,
the situation, they can fluctuate from feeling like he should be represented as if he was on the cop force at the time. I mean, it really just makes no sense to me that this officer, was so drunk, fires these shots, probably with his own service revolver, and they don't find it I mean, maybe these officers should have to keep their guns at the station. You ever think of that? Maybe they shouldn't be allowed to be carrying their guns. Anyway, this officer did get charged with homicide. When he got out on bail, he proceeded to kill himself.
Right,
So,
conveniently. 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 That's what they say, in my opinion, allegedly. Because if he would have gotten charged and convicted, it would have set a precedence of criminally convicting. See, it's the qualifying immunity doctrine that needs to be looked at.
that worked out bad for both people in that situation. But as I said, it seems to me that the people who got the best outcome of this whole situation was the two officers that returned this kid to his killer. It turns my stomach to think that our tax-paying money pays for their retirement. Those disgusting individuals, disgusting. They should be ashamed of themselves. Disgusting. This whole story is grotesque. Officers really need to be held accountable in a more severe manner, because when it comes down to it, they're just people like everyone else. And they shouldn't have been reinstated and given all that back pay and now be collecting off the taxpayers' backs for their retirement. I'm not going to openly say, but I really hope these guys get, they're just deserves what they deserve, because they're disgusting.
I meant in the afternoon.
Can't even check a guy's ID. And yeah, other people they're harassing because of a speeding ticket. They're disgusting. Gross me out. I can't even go on anymore about this. United we stand, divided we fall. Please. Once again.
Okay. The qualified immunity doctrine is really, really important. You know, and there has been police officers, though, that have been the victims of, you know, on the other end of it. And that's important too, you know?
Garden of Life's doctor-formulated women's probiotics contain 40 billion probiotics that help your digestion, so you can be a more regular human.
Just say poop. I think everyone knows that women poop. You poop, girl.
Look for Garden of Life, the #1 probiotic that helps women, #2.
Hello, everyone. This is episode.
See, I liked my freaking videos back then.
Hi, okay, I'm back with episode 3. This one, I decided I'm no longer going to say I'm going to do 10 cases in an episode, because some of them are just so interesting that they really need a lot more time.
Yeah, this one's good.
Okay, I want to get this out quick before I forget. I know it's so stupid filming, stupid dwarf. Anyway, listen to me. I study a lot. I'm not saying I'm right.
There's only 30 views on this.
Repeating to you what the most
tribal shooting.
Okay, so I'm going to continue with the Walter J. Brown. United we stand, divided we fall. Once again, let me remind you, if you like my videos, please do like and subscribe. And if there's anybody that you would like me to focus more on, or any subject you'd like to hear just a little more about, please let me know. Please say so in the comments. I welcome anything that you say, any comments, please. Okay, so back to Walter J. Brown, a 29-year-old black man in Virginia. He apparently had been in like a neighborhood that was known for drug activity. So he pulled over into a vacant gas station, and him and a passenger in the car were just sitting there. And
now this is March 2015, so before pot was legal.
Police car came and pulled in, and they said they could smell the smell of marijuana. They said there was some suspicious activity going on, you know, maybe looking like there was a lookout, maybe drug dealing. I don't know. You know, I remember that pot wasn't legal then, so cops will find that as an excuse to, you know,
in my opinion,
look further into your vehicle at that time. So, although I think it's, you know, quite insignificant that he was smoking pot, the way the story went shows that this person obviously felt he was above the law. Okay?
I'll tell you why.
About the time pot smoking is illegal and you're smoking pot and the cops come over to your car and, you know, ask you and your passenger to get out, then get out.
But they,
you know, don't
tell
them.
I don't know if they could really, I forgot what state it was that I said, if they can really just search somebody's car for smelling like weed. But this is what he did. You don't feel like
talking to any cops today.
That's what he told them.
And that's what he did. He said he wasn't talking to any cops today. And when the passenger got out of the car, he took off, you know, in the car, which there you go. He's driving recklessly. Okay? Right there is deadly weapon. Then he runs into his house. But as he's running into the house, he gets tased. Because, of course, the cops do follow him. I mean, you know, what are they supposed to do? Are they supposed to say, oh, okay, you don't feel like talking to any cops today? At which point he was tased. More to the story. And, you know, of course, for some reason, they're all pretty, I mean, criminals, not any adept at knowing, you know, drop to the ground and roll, and that'll get the probes off you.
From tasers, by the way.
So that's what he did.
Allegedly.
Then he ran into his house, ran into his bedroom. Now this is 2 p.m. His wife was in bed sleeping. And ran to the dresser drawer and was searching through the dresser for something, fighting with the police. He came out with a gun. You know, it was cocked and ready to go. And he got shot.
Gotta be more than that.
I mean, people, you know, and of course, you know, oh, it was a wrongful death. You know, of course there was a case. Why is that a wrongful death?
I mean,
are they literally supposed to just say, oh, okay, then you have a good day.
Shootout.
You go on, you have a good day. No, that can't be that way.
Probably personal.
You know, you want to smoke pot in public when it was illegal, you get caught. Oh, well, that's the way it is. But apparently, you know, this person did have a prior record and felt he was above the law. And evidently, he's not. Now,
career criminal.
Whatever. It's what it is. I find myself quite a bit going back to that Adrian Silas in California, the Hispanic man that had the schizophrenia, and the therapist had brought him down on his meds and then stopped them. And the family noticed the difference. You know, it took 1 month before what happened. And I feel it's just such a shame. And I tried to research that therapist, and I could not locate any information on that. But I really think he should have brought up, he or she should have been questioned as to their actions, because, you know, I just thought people need that all the time to maintain, especially something like schizophrenia. I mean, does that get healed? I thought the medication is to maintain that, and I just find it odd. I mean, there's so many times I bet you when somebody's insurance runs out or something, and these psychologists that they've been pouring their heart out to, somebody doesn't even want to talk to them anymore because they can't get paid. You shouldn't have to pay someone to listen. And it's sad that that officer that actually sat down on the floor next to him, which you don't usually see an officer sitting down on the floor next to somebody bleeding, actually had to end up shooting this guy. So, you know, I think it goes both ways, you know. It's really sad. So then our next one is, I even did look back onto this Victor Teresa that killed his girlfriend. You know, she seemed very nice, and she would adopt
mental
animals
illness
and stuff. She could have kids of her own. It makes you wonder, like, you know, if he had a shotgun, why were they outside at 1:15? Like, what was going on? Did he demand her outside? Did they come back from somewhere? Why did he have a shotgun? What was going on? It's just so curious to me. I'd like to know. That's just how I am, I guess.
Yeah, because she seemed like a decent element,
okay,
like
so
not criminal
next
element.
one is, Justin.
I found the Hispanic cases sad. It didn't seem like they were real, like, I don't know, like it was, I don't know.
Howler. Now, this one is, he was Navajo, and on the New Mexico-Arizona border, I guess he was holding his own family hostage, and then he took off, and then, you know, he had a gun, big gun, and so the tribal officers, you know, put out a APB on him, had to find him, and I find it really sad that, you know, there's 365 officers to cover 27,425 square miles.
Can you believe that?
It's just absolute desolate. So just desolate there.
365 officers.
And, you know, here we've got this girl in the Cumberland County Prison in New Jersey, 6 suicides. They're supposed to do their check on these inmates every 30 minutes, and 160 officers to 375 inmates, and they can't even do that. And these 4 officers are trying to patrol 27,425 square miles. And when he left,
isn't that crazy? Isn't that nuts?
that day and said goodbye to his 2 twins and his other child. They didn't know he wasn't coming back. But they did lose an officer, Alex Yassi, and that's very sad. And it's just sad. The whole Navajo Nation and the whole Indian thing is just the saddest thing, I think, going. That's where, you know, people should really be ashamed, because it doesn't get addressed as much as it should of what happened to them, just coming here and taking the land like that. killing women and children and everything. I mean, that's terrible. But that amount of land that those officers have to patrol that's bigger. There's 10 states that's bigger than. Yeah, and it's just so desolate too. Not lit, not paved. Scary. Anyway, that's gonna be the end of today's episode. I gotta do some more research and stuff, so I hope you enjoy these.
I do.
A nourishing body wash and lotion duo for smooth, luminous skin after just one use. Nourish On.
On October 21st.
It's not one of those amicable divorces.
I try not to be in the same time zone.
The battle is on.
You don't win anything for finishing the whole page. Promise, no passive aggression. What about aggressive aggression? Still, what a baby.
Take it to paradise.
That's all right.
Okay, I want to get this out quick before I forget. I know it's so stupid. Listen to me.
Listen to me.
I'm just reading things, okay? Not story, but there's a law right now that Ohio is passing. It's something like strong, like in capital letters, a gun bill. I don't know if people who are opposed to owning their guns or not opposed. I mean, I don't know, okay? I just want you to realize something. Basically, what it tells you is that you really can't own a gun. Anybody. Like, if you've even been charged with a crime but not found guilty, you are not allowed to have a gun. Now, somebody who doesn't know that, there is no grace period. Like, there's no time that they check to see if that applies to you. So they give you a gun, and then you're automatically a felon, and they come for you. That's not a lie. It's not a lie. Substance abuse can have you locked up involuntarily in a psychiatric hospital. And then you cannot own a gun. But as I said, they don't have a period where they check it. So you're automatically a felon.
Ain't that some shit? That was in July 9th, 2020. I made that video. Only got 30 views, but I wonder if Ohio is still like that, if there is no waiting. But yeah, ain't that some shit?
I read a story of a guy that he literally, the officers were protecting him because he had used, he had a license to carry, but it didn't matter. They kept, like, at first they were on his side, and then suddenly they were not. And there's like this Buckeye, gun association, and they're trying to fight these laws. And I don't blame them, because they're pretty fucked up and crooked. What I'm telling people, when you have somebody who is, an advocate of, the Second Amendment or a right to bear arms, okay? You're an advocate of that. You need to look into the state you live in and what they're doing. Don't look at the whole country. Don't do it. You won't be doing yourself any favor. You won't be doing yourself any favor to listen to somebody say, vote Republican, and vote Republican. Vote Democrat, and vote Democrat. You need to study your state individually. Okay? We all have to work on repealing the qualified immunity doctrine, because that is the real kicker. When the taxpayers are the ones paying for people's irreprehensible, behavior. It's disgusting. They shouldn't be allowed to drive 126 miles per hour on their own personal cell phone, and the taxpayers pay $8 million in a wrongful death suit. We didn't do that. They did. I know people who are officers or, government officials who will argue with me to death on that and say, yeah, but then they won't want to do the job. Really? Well, then if that's how they're attracted to that job, is by being reckless, then good. I'm glad they don't want to do the job. I wanted to touch on a case I had I had spoken about in the first episode of List of Police-Involved Shootings, which was a Brian Bapp. He was a veteran. I believe he had done 3 tours. He did suffer from PTSD, 49-year-old white man. He lived in the city of Eugene. And you know what? Hold on, I'm gonna find it. Oregon, okay. And he was
hungry for something different. Marie Callender's white wine and butter shrimp mac and cheese bowl, ready in 6 minutes.
We own the castle. This is a way bigger renovation than we anticipated.
Shows I was pretty consistent.
Okay. And he called his therapist, and the therapist, yes, he had fired his pistol inside his house, but not at anyone. And he spoke to his therapist, and then in a lengthy call, which included the police, he did, state that he would be taking the, whatever out of his gun,
like dismantling
it, and did want help. He was asking for help. He wanted help. When the police came there, they came in a tank with a bullhorn. They pulled up on his front lawn, and he had kids in the house and everything. And when he opened his front door, he was shot 5.5 inches below the top of his head, through the cheek, through the back of his head, and the bullet was found lodged in the wall of his house. I find that disgusting. To do that to somebody with PTSD, driving with a tank and a bullhorn.
I don't know if it was a bullhorn.
How fucking disgusting.
It was loud. A sniper.
And so it was brought to my attention that recently the wrongful death suit was coming up. Of course, the officer did not. Officer Stutzman was his name. He did not get any charges put against him, and they tried to claim that a rifle was next to him, but they did not have any video. They would not allow anything to be presented in the case, and the wrongful death suit was denied. Once again, a lot of times it really is, although I did another case of, I think his name was Brian Jones, and
I think we all do, Tomcat.
was leaving a 7-Eleven. He was a black teenager, and he was shot by a 21-year veteran, black officer in Cleveland, Ohio, and their family got $950,000. Mind you, that all of this comes from the taxpayers. Okay? And incredibly enough, I can look and try to see if any of these officers to find out what they're doing now, if they're employed at another police police station or something. And
I'd be liking my own videos.
I had a bad
relationship
with my student.
It was just always there, you know?
So I've refinanced with SoFi.
Turns out we can save thousands.
Break up with bad student loan debt. SoFi, get your money right.
Okay, so I'm back to do the rest, well, not all of the video that I'm making, but a lot of it. Reason why I'm using my animals is because I don't have any makeup on. So when I picture in the middle of Jason Milan. Now he was the one who had just recently applied to be an officer.
Maybe this one.
Hello everyone. I decided to make a video, and this video is going to be it's going to give you a little background on the people who were killed by police officers in the United States. I've taken 2 random months that have the same, verifying that they're a real person, reading their obituary, trying to get a little backup story on them to see.
I was doing all that, you guys.
10 at a time.
But I wasn't doing 10 at a time.
His what? So he.
That's what.
Okay. Now we are at episode 4, and I am wavering from my usual. Although the first case did occur in March 2015, the second one is from February 2016. The reason why I have wavered is because the similarities in the cases, the only real difference is the outcome and the color of the people. So in the states. Now, first of all, I've decided I'd always like to remind people that united we stand and divided we fall. And this is not a panel that I'm not trying to say, you know, anything other than just pointing out the fact that it happens all the time. Different races, different color police officers, and different reasons. Sometimes they actually do have a gun. Sometimes the officer is trying to do the right thing. I'm not opinionated on these videos, other than if I say that they're justified. I mean, that might be an opinion, but some of them, I mean, they clearly are. So we're going to focus in on this nice little serene scene right here and start. Okay. So this episode is actually called Naked and Afraid. And the reason why is because both of these people were naked. Okay. So evidently they did not have any concealed weapons. So we're going to say right at the get-go, both of these cases are unjustified. The first one is a 53-year-old white woman in Kansas named Deanne Choate. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It is Choate. I read through the court documents for this. I did extensive research for both of these cases, read through both court cases. Everything I could find. So, because I'm becoming quite passionate about this subject, it's interesting that this occurs and what's behind it all. So anyway, she was at home in Kansas. Her boyfriend called the police and said she was intoxicated in the house with a handgun and suicidal.
That's weird.
When they got to, now she appears to be very well liked amongst her community.
I went through her
no criminal history.
Sure she was good.
Her Facebook page appeared that she was very active. And they had been together for a while. Both of them avid motorcyclists, just well liked people.
Thank you, Tom.
When the police got there, he was outside, the boyfriend. So They immediately handcuffed him and put him in the cruiser. I'm not certain why they did that. So when they went into the house, they found Deanne very asleep, very naked in her bed. She was asleep. Her daughter was there to prove all of this. They woke her up and then repeatedly asked, "Where's the gun? Where's the gun? Where's the gun?" Now, remind you, she is completely naked. They looked under the sheets. They, for a long time, you know, they had 4 to 5 minutes to restrain or put handcuffs on this 115-pound naked lady that was sound asleep if they were feeling any kind of immediate threat, which they did not do. They continuously asked her, "Where is the gun? Where is the gun? Where is the gun? Where is your handgun?" Now, she was a licensed carrier. So, you know, for her to have a gun in her house, I mean, that's obviously why she became licensed. So they finally gave her a sweatshirt to put on, which then she proceeded to get her handgun. As soon as it was in her hands, they shot her. Dead. It was like a trick to get her to get it in her hands and then to shoot her. At which point, they immediately turned off all of their audio and visual and everything in order to protect the police. They were ordered to do that. Okay, but mind you, the daughter was there the whole time. The city of Kansas is their rule is to use deadly force regardless if there is an actual threat. That rule applies even in the second story, which takes place in Texas.
Oh, yes, I did say city. I meant state.
I find that to be probably the most disturbing thing I've found while doing all this research. That's the key right there as to why there is so much police brutality. Because they are told to use deadly force regardless if there is an actual threat. And in the next case, they actually win the wrongful
2016.
death. This one they do not. Because the officers are not trained in any other way. So they're not trained how to not use deadly force. That's very disturbing. And in all of this protesting, someone may want to find out what is behind that, because that is incredible to me. They literally were not indicted, no punishment, no wrongful death suit. In fact, they cannot be held liable for punitive damages. Now, to me, a lot of times it really seems like there's a bad lawyer involved. The other case obviously had a better lawyer, or it could have been a color thing. I don't know. I say that because, you know, the other person's black. He won. This person's white.
He didn't win, though.
She didn't.
They're families, I'm saying.
So,
but
you know, if we
nobody
want
won because they'll hear the story.
You know, from what I have found, the majority of cases won for wrongful death, even though there's not a lot of them, are black. I mean, if we're gonna go by statistics, anybody could riot. saying, oh, this is more, this is more, this is more. I mean, it's just a ridiculous thing. The bottom line is there is an actual law that protects these officers, saying that they are allowed to use deadly force regardless if there is an actual threat. I find that disgusting. Disgusting. So they all got away with that. She got killed for no reason. A naked 115-pound woman. The daughter was there. She saw. There was nothing. Nothing she was able to do. In fact, what I find in a lot of these cases too is that some of these officers, they've also previously had excessive force charges against them, or
more
had,
likely dead. Some of them.
To maybe 34 hours of training. Now, that's what kills me. When I say that, that's strange to me, because it's just occurred to me that in the next story, the family did win $3.25 million from the city of Austin, Texas, because they say they didn't train. The lawyer gave the argument that, well, they weren't trained in any other way to handle a call. But at the beginning of the story, or one of the stories that I read multiple, and they did say that this cop, this black officer, had previously had aggressive force. So he had undergone 34 hours of training.
I should have been an attorney. I should have been an attorney. You know, I didn't know about the qualified immunity doctrine when I started doing these videos. There's only 47 views on this, but I found out about it. See, I'm questioning, like, I don't get it. I'm not sure. I'm not getting it.
So that's odd to me. He didn't receive any other training, and that's why they won. But he did receive 34 hours training before this even happened. Perhaps the state needed a better attorney. He was not indicted, by the way. He was a black policeman. The person I am now talking of, the victim, is
IPB.
David Joseph, 17-year-old black man in Austin, Texas. Now, there had been calls of people in this neighborhood. It looked like a very nice neighborhood, actually, saying, you know, that there was a black man in the middle of the street. I guess he had called out to a girl, saying, you know, that people in this neighborhood looked like a very nice, by the way. He was a black policeman. The person I am now talking of, the victim, is David Joseph, 17-year-old black man in Austin, Texas. Now, there had been calls of people in this neighborhood. It looked like a very nice neighborhood, actually, saying, you know, that there was a black man in the middle of the street. I guess he had called out to a girl, you know, just really acting strange. No weapon, mind you, obviously, couldn't conceal it anywhere. And so this black policeman, who had used excessive force before, you know, answered the call and went looking for him. Now, so he goes looking for him without a plan in head other than to shoot him. That's what it appeared to me.
I saw the body
if
cam
you're going to
footage.
go looking for a naked person that you know obviously doesn't have a weapon, why is your gun out in the ready? It didn't make any sense. So there is dash cam video. Like I said, you can look this up. He comes across the naked teen who looks very thin, not, you know, overpowering or anything. And this is a, you know, I mean,
a veteran.
This guy's in the middle of the road. The officer.
Purdue University Global. Apply now at purdueglobal.edu.
Hi, okay, I'm back with episode 3. This one, I decided I'm no longer going to say I'm going to do 10 cases in an episode, because some of them are just so interesting that...
what happened? What happened?
Okay, so I'm back to follow up with the Naked and Afraid series on the 2 people I had been cut off.
The woman was 2015. The kid, the young kid is Texas, 2016.
So, and then I got distracted with the Tony Timpa case. I was just so appalled that his
mother actually made a comment to me one time, which was really good. I liked that.
To people.
Just even mentioning Tony Timpa makes me feel nauseous.
Once again, I will remind you, united we stand, divided we fall. These videos have nothing to do with anything other than informing people
important stuff
of the fact that it happens to all races, and anything I find out, laws that affect the reason why they get away with it, these police officers, or times when they actually go above and beyond. Anything I find out in my research, which is extensive, I don't just take the first thing I read. Although with that said, I may have, I'm a little confused about the officer that shot David Joseph. I've read different accounts that he had prior complaints of excessive force and did 34 hours training. And then I also had different accounts that he was a stand-up officer and never had any complaints and did a lot of charity and community work with children and other things.
Yeah, so, weird. The reports changed, you know? Like
back to the David Joseph case in Austin. And after this, I will get back to what I was doing originally, was only focusing on the March 2015 110 cases that I was working through. But I didn't want to leave David Joseph's story out in the Naked and Afraid series, as he was a 17-year-old black man, unarmed, completely naked, in the middle of the road. It was daylight, so, you know, this officer could clearly see that he was not concealing a weapon. And, you know, in one account, it does say that the officer did exit his vehicle. And any way you look at it, I do not think shooting a person that you sought out yourself. So, you know, you should have had, you know, this officer should have had a plan to subdue a naked 17-year-old, as opposed to his only plan being that he would shoot him. They come out with this excuse that, you know, well, if he was on drugs, you know, who knows what he may have done. Still, I mean, I think it's quite apparent that he's probably on something if he's out in the middle of the road naked. So, you know, did this officer go there with the presence of mind that he was going to shoot this person? I find that really terrible. So you can see on the camera from the dash cam that is on YouTube, and I did post on my own site.
Hi, we're all modern. We sell modern furniture and decor. Here, everything has a purpose and a place. We've done all the wrangling and fine-tuning to bring you the very best designs, shipped fast and free. All modern. Modern, made simple.
Yeah, made simple.
Fire poking stick is a go-to. Fire poking stick is now shoes. Hey, dude.
Okay, now we are at episode 4, and I am wavering from my usual. Although the first case did occur in March 2015, the second one is from February 2016.
Wait a minute.
Different reasons. Sometimes they actually do have a gun. Sometimes the officer is trying to do the right thing. I'm not opinionated on these videos, other than if I say that they're justified. I mean, that might be an opinion, but some of
My naked and afraid shit is fucked up. They don't want to hear about me being naked and afraid.
Okay, very sorry about the darkness. I don't know.
I'm in this one.
Whatever, it is what it is. I'm just gonna get through these videos because I want to get, through March so we can do the comparison with the other part. So here we go. We're on March 2015. Please remember, united we stand, divided we fall. These are not any videos to they're not about really race. They're just about police brutality. Even when times when it's not even police brutality and it's actually justified, they're just stories about, the people, every person that I found, and trying to actually maybe get statistics from it. Who knows? I don't know. Just to get some information. Okay, so here we go. The first one is going to be Gregory Thomas Joseph Smith, black, 39, from Indiana. He was held in Lake County Jail, which does have many complaints about the way they treat the prisoners. Basically everything. I guess it's just a really bad place. So anyway, what happened was he was in jail on like a domestic thing, and I guess he was really acting up, throwing a fit, who knows, but they decided to dry stun him. So that would mean that he was very close. Now, the difference between dry stun is that a stun gun, you have to be close because it's just the 2 prongs, and you have to be able to make actual contact with their skin for it to work. A taser will shoot out the 2 prongs at least up to 15 feet. So that's the difference between a stun gun and a taser, just so you know. Anyway, his heart stopped. As I said, there's been many complaints about that particular jail. And, you have to think that he's in custody. So he's really not going to go anywhere. So I guess they might want to look into these, the use of these stun guns, because sometimes it seems that they do cause a cardiac arrest. I don't know. I mean, is that something that they shouldn't be using? Is there a way to make them? I really don't know. I mean, bottom line is this: when he's already in jail and there's probably way more officers there than him, so he's definitely outnumbered. I don't understand why they couldn't overpower him without I mean, really, it's not like they're fighting off the Incredible Hulk, really. Okay, so his heart stops. Just family did do a wrongful death. I don't know if they won. Really, maybe they should have, unless he had a prior heart problem. If that is the case, then I guess maybe he shouldn't have been fighting back. Who knows? Okay, so the next one is Jeremy L. Kelly. He is or was 27 years old, South Carolina, black man. He did have multiple firearms. The officers, I don't know exactly what brought on what he was going through. It could possibly be that his brother, Julius Juju Gamble, has been missing for quite a while. Since at that point he'd been missing for a year. He still is missing. So the family, has its shares of tragedy. But this particular day, he had multiple firearms. The officers continued to, he ran into the woods. The officers did try negotiating with him for, I guess, hours from what, witness accounts say. And the SWAT team came. He did take shots. And then they shot him. So I guess he should have given up. Okay, so the next one is...
I guess he should have given up. I'm silly.
Nicholas Thomas, 23-year-old black man in Georgia. He had done a felony violation on his probation. And he was on probation because in 2013, he led police on a high-speed chase. And then when he did stop his vehicle, he tried to run over one of the officers. Then he was like, making a really big scene of it. I know my rights, all this kind of stuff, which, did end up on social media. And he's pretty lucky he just got probation for that. But apparently he did go to violate that. And so when the officer showed up to serve him with a warrant at his job, he jumped in a customer's car, a Maserati, and the officers did shoot the beanbags, but that was to no avail, and he tried to back up over an officer and was shot. Basically, he should have been happy he was on probation for what he did in the first place.
In my opinion, allegedly.
Next person. Joseph Tassinari. That is T-A.
Hey. Tell me I don't make good videos. No, really, are they informative? Look at this one right here, Suicide in Jail, Part 1.
Breaking news, the body of Emmett Till has been found.
In its black suit, and no kind of shape to be seen. Just the right shape.
Either freedom for everyone or freedom fails.
La Roche-Posay Double Repair Face Moisturizer. Double action for double repair and healthy looking skin.
Make a video. United we stand, divided we fall. Hello. It's funny that one of the videos I just made recently, I had been in the video and someone think it's weird that the cat is the one in the videos, and when it's me, they wonder why he's not. We fall. This particular video is the subject was suggested to me by a friend, so shout out, not the subject, a person in this particular video. The subject is suicide in jail. The person, one of the people, is Sandra Bland. Shout out to my friend Paul for bringing it to my attention. She is.
Is she okay?
Case. but not May. It happened in July 2015. I plan on doing 3 suicide and jail stories.
Unaliving.
And I just want.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
That, you know.
Really? Why? What's going on? If you don't mind me asking, I mean. Most positive prayers to her. Really? Hi, Janine. No, sir, really? Really? That's tragic. Really? Oh. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Just gonna hit play on this. Just for a moment.
It's a different outcome on the person that was a person of color than the 2 people that were white, which is a color. I guess we're all really people of color, correct? White's a color, black's a color. I don't know. I guess if I met somebody that was blue, I'd say, "Oh my God, you're blue." I wouldn't say you're a person of color. I'd say you're blue. I don't know. My bad for talking about colors. Anyway, there's 3 people, 3 names: Alyssa Allen, Zachary Goldson, Sandra Bland. I'm sure there's one of those names you recognize. So we're gonna start with one that I had already done, but I'm gonna, because she's up.
Yeah, but the one that I really want to see is there. This one too, though, right? Oh.
What's up, folks? I don't know if you guys are familiar with this particular whiskey.
Yeah, that's pretty, that's pretty sad. Phoebe. Jason. Oh, yeah. Well, that's nice. Maybe I should play Crystal the Nasty for the RN. No, sir, just kidding. Just kidding. Feeling. So anyway, there's this island in Michigan, right? Which I think it's so fucked up. We have the most positive prayers towards Phoebe. But I'll keep going so that she can listen. Disclaimer, I do not own the audio contained within this video, but I am using it within Fair Use Act guidelines, but you know, whatever, it's probably copyrighted. But I do think that this particular subject is very important. It's just so like wow to me that I don't know, but trigger warning, because there is not details of, but it does refer to some very sensitive subjects. It's pertaining to North Fox Island.
Francis Stubblefield Sheldon was a geologist, part-time professor at Wayne State University, land developer, oil consultant, and author. Mr. Sheldon sat on the board of directors for the prestigious Cranbrook boarding school.
Right, and that's the thing. Okay. So, man, this is just so crazy.
Incorporated, a psychiatric home for boys in Detroit. He also volunteered as a mentor for young boys in Ann Arbor. Only a year before, Francis Sheldon had established Brother Paul's Children's Mission, a charity organization.
Can you believe this? Are you guys like hearing what is going on here?
Organization for boys, which operated on his private island. Brother Paul's had never obtained the required licenses from the state to operate. Due to Sheldon's status, proper procedures had been overlooked.
Can you believe this?
Sheldon enlisted the help of two men to establish the camp, Dyer Grossman and Gerald Richards.
Unbelievable.
Dyer Grossman earned a BA from Cornell University in 1963. Grossman then taught from 63 to 73 at the Blair Academy.
Listen to all these schools that this ring and allegedly the three taught at all over the country. Like, my God, each one needs to be like looked into.
An elite boarding school for boys in Blairstown, New Jersey. Next, Grossman gained employment at the Harvey School in Katona, New York. There he taught science and coached wrestling from 73 to 75.
Can't believe that.
Mr. Grossman spent his summers working at a very old and well-known camp in New Hampshire. Dyer Grossman was listed in Brother Paul's advertisement brochures as vice president.
Listed as president was Gerald S. Richards. Mr. Richards was a gym teacher at St. Joseph's School in Port Huron, a respected member of the local Episcopalian Church, and married with a young son. Mr. Richards' friends and acquaintances were unaware that he had worked at an adult bookstore to put himself through college. It was through this job, filling mail orders for the store, that Richards had learned there was a black market for child pornography. He began keeping copies of material he received at the bookstore and mailing this off to his personal.
So he was keeping copies of it. Wow.
Customer list. Once Richards graduated college, he incorporated his unwary wife into a magic act. The couple traveled to several states as Seymour Safety, the school magician.
Wow.
In 1970, Richards created Brother Paul's Educational Entertainment Missions.
Oh my God. Who's overseeing the churches that are getting these? Really?
For this endeavor, he enlisted the help of an unsuspecting couple from his church. The new charitable organization gave Richards access to nearly every area school. Richards had the entire town full. Many area businesses donated to the program, and the local paper printed a large article in support. One of the reasons Richards was so popular with kids was that he physically resembled one.
What?
Jerry, as he was called, stood the height of an average 14-year-old boy and weighed only 110 pounds.
Weird.
Richards turned his basement into a studio. He bought a massage table, installed a deadbolt on the door, and spray painted the windows black. He paid a 13-year-old neighbor boy who regularly babysat for his son to
oh my God.
become his first model. He then used the boy to lure more minors. Most of these boys were between the ages of 11 and 15.
Wow. Wow.
Although by his own admission, some were as young as 8. Next, Richards began to place his own ads in adult magazines. He used code words buyers and sellers of child pornography understood.
Oh my gosh. I gotta know if this guy ever got prosecuted.
2 of the publications Richard placed ads in were Hermes and Better Life Monthly.
Magician for hire. Oh my God.
Better Life Monthly was a thinly veiled code for
Oh my God. It says right here, there's no code word. Oh my God, there's no code word. Better Life Monthly? Oh my God. Oh my God, it says right there, PED. Oh my God.
Boy Lovers Month. Richards placed his ads as a magician. These would read something like this.
Oh my God, it's so crazy.
Magician for hire. My assistant and I would like to come see you. The way Richards made money was to sell film rolls of nude boys for around $15. The reason rolls of film were sold in place of photos was because postal inspectors
Unbelievable.
directors would not open film canisters. Richard's customers would inevitably request more graphic content. At this point, Richards could charge an extremely high price.
Unbelievable. Oh my god.
If a customer were to make requests for specific content, Richards could charge even more. As Gerald Richards would later testify before a Senate committee, most of his customers
Oh my god, I just can't imagine.
was to either travel to meet a boy or have a boy flown to him. In an effort to lure even more victims, Richards drove an orange Pinto wagon with Jerry the Magician painted on the sides. Around 1974, one of Richards' ads in Better Life
Oh my god.
Monthly was answered by Francis Sheldon. Mr. Sheldon was a staff writer for the magazine and was a personal friend of the publisher. After 4 months of correspondence, the two finally met in person.
Yeah, but it wasn't for a magician. It was for PEDO things.
Soon brought Richards to Chicago to meet members of his network. He was introduced to child pornographers, publishers, and adult bookstore owners. Sheldon also rented a local office space for Richards to work from and paid for new camera equipment.
Oh my god. So crazy.
At this point, Richards had officially joined the boy love movement.
What? The boy love movement. What?
In place of his orange Pinto, the gym teacher now drove around Port Huron in a new Cadillac. Soon Gerald Richards was luring boys into flying with Sheldon to his private island. One example of this comes from Richards' campaign for St. Clair County Commissioner.
Oh my god, it makes me feel sick.
Richards enlisted the help of an 8-year-old neighborhood boy to pass out campaign flyers. As a reward, Richards told the boy's parents that he would get to take a plane ride. Within days, Richards loaded the boy, along with several others who were members of his gym class, into Sheldon's plane. They were flown to North Fox Island and sexually molested.
Ugh. I can't even. Can't even. Ugh.
Automate proposals and speed up your deals with PandaDoc.
I just can't.
The following program contains distressing themes. Viewer discretion is advised.
Huh. Oh my god. Well, what I don't know. But I guess.
Jealousy. Search a strange enemy.
So weird that they would have that at the beginning.
Rice and beans before the couple left to go share the meal with Fidel's mother at her house in Miami. Fidel's mother testified during the trial that the couple seemed happily in love that night. Nothing at all appeared out of ordinary to Fidel's family. After leaving the Lopez family residence, Maria and Fidel stopped by Chili's restaurant.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one before, but this one is like, How many others have been internet bullied?
I didn't have any problem with debunking some of these ideas. So I released his birth certificate and his death certificate, his autopsy or medical examiner's report, and his report cards from, there weren't that many, just kindergarten, basically. And that was Noah's entire life. I published lots of Noah photos on my Google Plus page. And that's where haters started to show up. Started to leave. Hate on.
Why can't they print the names of the people who was typing that stuff? Why can't they put that up? Why are they not even? Why are they protecting their screen names?
On photos of Noah. So that was my first experience with this
Mm.
So this is just targeted hate. It doesn't really have anything to do with the tragedy. And this person is relentless. He's been spoken to by the FBI more than once. I think about it every morning, every night. So it's not really, I've described it as, it's carried, that this is a wound that you carry for the rest of your life. It's the new normal.
They keep calling them online conspiracy theorists instead of online cyber harassers. Wow.
And some of the conspiracy theories that came out early on was that I never even attended Noah's funeral because there were no photos or video of me in this reality show for conspiracy theorists.
You should be investigated. All I'm saying is you should investigate what really happened. Most fake mass shootings, they have shooters and then kill a patsy. There's emails from Bloomberg the day before to his national anti-gun group saying, get ready. And then the school was closed till that year. And then the videos, it's all rotting and falling apart. And nobody's even in it. And the kids are going in circles in and out of the buildings with their hands up. And then they never called rescue choppers. I mean, exactly.
I'm such a prime target for them in terms of directing hate at me. So I'm kind of accustomed to the, kind of the Clark Kent life of people don't really know who I am in everyday walks of life, but I still need to do the work that I do, but it's not how I introduce myself, and I'm mindful of my safety. And it could be
I don't see the names of those people though.
The person sitting next to you
Just
and a bar starts talking about conspiracies. And 15 minutes into it, they're talking about talking points that they don't know. But there was that one time where I wasn't in the mood for it, and I just took out my driver's license and I said, well, look who you're talking to. And that changed nothing. That made the person curse me out and yell at me and say, how can you do this? And how can you lie to everybody? And how much did they pay you? It's the same talking points. Nothing changed except the guy was just really upset at me all of a sudden. But that's pretty real. It's just immature, but you can just see it's hate. Basically, they're just directing hate at victims because that's who's left standing. Alex Jones is like the worldwide wrestling of news. You know, some people enjoy it. They can suspend their disbelief and
I never even watched them, so
enjoy what they're hearing. Some people look at it and they think it's real. He said he's entertainment. People think, yeah, you know, entertainment, wink, wink, nod, nod. He has to say that. In 2014, I reached out to people that went on a show saying, how can you go on a show like that when he's spreading so much misinformation and causing the targeting of victims? And they said, well, that's show business. It's one of Honor's goals to protect victims and establish more of a boundary for what's defined as abuse and harassment. YouTube channels not monetized, or their blog is monetized. They also take donations, and they use platforms like PayPal to receive funds, which means that PayPal is making money off of this. So we have it automated so that anyone can help and take action. Hate speech is not free speech. Harassment is not free speech. It is what it is. First comes the shooting, situation involving an active shooter. Then come those who denied the shooting ever happened. We have bodies being shot where there's no impact of bullets.
This clip alleges to show a rehearsal of crisis actors prior to the mosque shooting.
There are two players here. The conspiracy theorist.
Sandy Hook is a synthetic, completely fake.
Immediately after the tragedy, hoaxers were already targeting Noah because there were conspiracy theories surrounding Noah's mother, Veronique, just because she did several interviews. Is there anything else you want to say? One of the interviews, she was accused of faking the interview behind a green screen.
I'm grieving. That's all.
Because there was a digital glitch with Anderson Cooper.
Folks, we've got video with clear blue screen out there. He's not there in the town square.
So to actually get these posts removed, there are two steps that need to take.
I don't know. What is this?
Ukraine got its independence from the Soviet Union in 1991. Under the Soviet system, a mother could abandon her newborn baby in the maternity ward by simply signing it over to the state. Today, the legacy of that system is that state care has become the norm for children with any kind of disability. There are
my gosh.
10 times as many children in state care in Ukraine as in England. I have come to find out, after 2 decades of independence, how disabled children are cared for in institutions today.
Oh my gosh.
I can see from looking at her that she's in a very chronic condition. She could die. I also want to meet young people who have grown up in state care and hear their stories.
I don't get it. Before it was Romania, remember that?
Black Adam, you have my attention.
There's no one on this planet that can stop it. It's being called a game changer. Good luck. Black Adam, Weekly 13, only pays October 21st.
Infused with nourishing serum to lock in lasting goodness for smooth, luminous skin. Nourish On. This is one of the last old-style institutions left in Romania. Officials call it a placement centre for children with deficiencies. These kids call it home. Their so-called deficiencies are unclear, even to the officials who keep them here.
What a shame, complete a shame, right?
And most of them aren't orphans at all. They've been abandoned.
Hey,
Today, there are
zombie.
still 220 large children's homes in Romania and thousands of kids living in the care of the state.
Why?
Every day counts. Every day they are in an institution counts. So it is a matter of life and death.
This place in the country's north is slated to shut down, possibly later this year.
This is 2007 and the other one was 1990.
Romania wants to close the door on its dark past and its grim institutions. Now the thinking is that children should be reunited with their natural family, put into foster care or into smaller centres. It's a
Where are their natural families?
massive cultural shift for children, their parents and the entire society.
This place was an institution for children with severe special needs.
Aid workers.
Oh my god, like what is going on? Like, had they like just overturned Roe versus Wade or something there? I mean, is that what happened? Did they start making these places for? I don't know.
Stefan Derabush returns to a place that haunts him to this day.
If you came to the building through the bars of the windows, you'd hear the shouts, you'd hear the screams, you'd see the hands being tied to the bars.
This home in the northern village of Siget was known as the Institution for the Incurable. 270 children with mental and physical disabilities were kept here.
The kids who were self-aggressive were simply being tied, and they were left in their cot like that for days on end.
Four years ago, Stefan Derabush shut it down. Closing these institutions has become his life's passion. What's so wrong with institutionalization?
Nobody pays attention to them individually because they're always a mass. Nobody cares if they're alone. Nobody will will try to find out why they're sad. There will hardly be anybody asking them why they are ill and what happens and why they suffer.
And this is what's become.
Man, this isn't this.
Calm of the children. Stefan Derabush has moved them to a smaller home, just a few kids and their carers. It's a model for what the Romanian government wants across the country.
Everything was a new experience to them. Getting them out, seeing the grass, touching the leaves.
Oh my God.
It was unbelievable to see how every single sensation was extraordinary, was something fascinating to them.
So they were just ignored like that. That's what it was. It wasn't like they were...
In an overcrowded Syrian hospital, Islamic State's living legacy. Their own children, also their victims. These babies were born in the caliphate, many to foreign fighters. Their health, another casualty.
Oh my gosh.
Their parents' ideology.
Oh my
250 have died already.
Oh my gosh.
Some of these will likely follow.
Oh my gosh. What is going on?
Their body's evidence of severe malnutrition and dehydration. His fast breathing is an indicator of the chest infection, which threatens his life and has taken many others.
Oh my gosh.
And that is just the physical damage done to these children. What are the mental traumas they struggle with after lives lived entirely in war?
I can't even. Oh my God.
In the southern city of Madurai, today is the festival of Meenakshi, Hindu goddess of fertility.
This is unbelievable.
Madurai is known for its many temples and its worship of Hindu goddesses. But this city and its district harbours a far more sinister custom. Female infanticide. On the outskirts of the city, I've come to meet Parvati. Desperately poor, she passes her time caring for her sister's son. She no longer has children of her own.
Oh my God. My husband threw the baby into the well and killed. This is unbelievable.
In a nation of more than 1 billion people, how do you find just one young child? Against all odds, we're on a search for a baby boy.
Try Eucerin Advanced Repair with Ceramides, plus natural moisturizing factors for healthy looking skin every day.
They're pregnant, but not with babies of their own. Georgian women are paid by people around the world to give birth to their children. The surrogacy industry in this country, on the crossroads of Europe and Asia, is booming.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Are you hearing this?
$100 surrogate mother transfers, lastly. But for the women who do it, it's not without its drawbacks.
This
is unbelievable. I just really can't even believe this.
Single mothers are frowned upon and abortion is illegal. And some unscrupulous people match their.
He is not a medical doctor.
Although Rosemary and I know we are both fertile, Dr. Demilola recommends artificial insemination.
Semen big. Oh my god. I think this can't be right.
Latika and Gaurav are about to become mum and dad for the first.
Buenos dias. In the markets of Villahermosa, southern Mexico, David and Nikki Beard proudly show off their new babies.
Los tres bebés son de ustedes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is just like making me sick, man.
It's Kelly, Blake, and Lachlan. When we found out it was triplets, as I said over them, it's 3 times as much trouble. I don't know. Dos papás.
Dos papás. Ah, okay.
This is unbelievable, man. Wow.
Despite being a same-sex couple with 3 surrogate kids in a conservative Catholic country,
Girl, 2 boys.
The Beards are swamped with good wishes for their tiny baby.
It's amazing. Even in a month, they all already have their own little personalities. They're smiling at you. Yeah, eye contact. It's just, and every time they do that, you pick
time of their lives.
I got to go home.
And unable to understand how things have gone so horribly wrong.
We had looked at New Zealand and even Australia to see if we could just get a surrogate mother that would help us.
Educated, we wanted the best, and
you couldn't do that.
We couldn't do it.
Oh, come here, let's.
David and Nikki were like
In Ukraine, the baby business is booming. It's the new go-to destination for commercial surrogacy.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Merry Christmas. Not yet. Too young.
While it brings joy to some,
Шансы ей не давали никто, в принципе.
there's heartache for others. We uncover an ugly trade and confront those responsible.
How many children that you oversee the birth of through your company are born with brain damage?
Both countries have since banned commercial surrogacy for foreigners, but now a thriving trade has sprung up in Ukraine. Childless couples from around the world are traveling here because they're told it's safe and affordable.
How long ago is this? 3 years ago. Oh my god.
This is the new motherland.
When couples come to Kiev to engage in surrogacy, they'll get a sense of a bustling cosmopolitan city. But in reality, Ukraine is one of the poorest nations in Europe, with a third of the population living under the poverty line and tens of thousands of children in institutional care. Not to mention, this is a nation at war.
This is like unbelievable to me.
We kind of read up and made sure we were nowhere near a war zone. We kept, in touch with people who had been here and visited and were having babies, so it wasn't something that concerned us.
Born Aussie Pamela Hardy survived cervical cancer, but the illness left her unable to fall pregnant. She and her partner Jon, finally they had a daughter. Commercial surrogacy, where a woman is paid to carry a child for someone else, is legal in Ukraine for heterosexual married couples who can prove there's a medical reason for their infertility.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay.
Our investigation begins in the UK. Kate and Greg Smith
Buffer.
It just felt like a huge loss and a sadness. It felt like a gap and a hole in our life that we couldn't fill, no matter what we tried to do.
The couple researched the option of commercial surrogacy abroad, but didn't think they could afford it.
Something must have come up on my Google feed for biotech.com for a Ukrainian surrogacy clinic, which, even though it was very expensive, it kind of felt like it was doable. It could, in the future, if we did, we could do that, we could get it.
Biotech.com claims to be one of Ukraine's best and busiest surrogacy clinics, touting 100% guarantee you'll have a baby.
Wow. Wow. I'm gonna puke. Biotech.com.
Couple used Greg's sperm and a donor egg to impregnate a surrogate. Biotech.com made it clear they didn't want Kate to contact her surrogate directly, but the women managed to keep in touch secretly via social
media. I was able to just check in once every few weeks. I wasn't pestering her, but once every few weeks I would check in, and she was lovely.
Probably a bot or something.
That's how Kate found out her surrogate had developed problems around the 25th week of her pregnancy. The clinic told Kate nothing. Just 10 weeks later, baby Michael was born a little prematurely, and Kate and Greg rushed to Kiev. When she first held the baby, Kate knew something was terribly wrong.
My first initial thoughts were he was just very floppy, very sleepy.
What?
Still, and it kind of triggered something in me that something wasn't right for him.
Michael.
Oh my gosh.
Was discharged from hospital 8 days after birth, but Kate couldn't leave Kiev until she had a passport for him. She repeatedly asked for a specialist to see her baby, and after 4 weeks, an appointment was finally made.
As soon as
my God.
The neurologist saw him, she said there's something wrong and he needs some scanning of his brain.
The scan established Michael had suffered brain damage, and he was immediately admitted to a public children's hospital, where Kate filmed these.
My God, what is going on?
Pictures on her phone.
This is the bed I'm meant to sleep on. It's obviously heavily stained. And they want me to put my key in here.
God.
But as you can see, that's blood.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
I didn't realise the healthcare was that bad in Ukraine, because you're only showing the clinic, which is pristine, you're only showing private settings, which are pristine, but if you have a baby out there with a neurological condition, there's no private establishment that will take you, and so I wasn't prepared for the state of the state.
So they made more money off them.
Hospitals.
It would be 14 weeks before Kate could get her baby.
Oh my God.
Out of Ukraine and back to the UK. She's still haunted by how dire the public health system is in Ukraine.
I think these are cockroaches. They're all over the side.
Oh my God.
And this is where I'm meant to repair the bottles. There's no kettle. So, oh Jesus.
And she's still.
What a shame.
Still not sure what the impact will be on baby Michael's development. What happened to the Smith family is just one of many troubling stories I've heard about the commercial surrogacy industry here.
What is going on in the world?
I'm heading southeast to Zaporizhzhia to investigate another disturbing case. This city is one of the largest industrial centres in Ukraine, home to a range of heavy metal industries and high levels of pollution. I'm looking for an abandoned child, a little girl who was born via commercial surrogacy, then left behind by the parents who commissioned her birth. She's been living in this children's home since March this year.
Hi, Marina.
Oh my God. So they didn't even take the baby. So they got ripped off in the. So everything. Oh my God. I mean, the people probably actually did want, like, oh my gosh. But maybe not. I mean, I don't know. Oh my God.
Before that, she was in a hospital where this woman, Marina Boyko, cared for her.
Привет, малышка. Привет, привет, привет.
This is Bridget. She's 3 years old. Her American parents chose the name, but her Ukrainian.
But she looks like she'd be okay if she wasn't there, like.
And carers call her Brizzy.
Шансы ей не давали никто, в принципе. Сказали, что она будет слепая, она будет глухая. Она никогда
They told them that she'd be blind and deaf and never be able to eat
не
independently.
будет кушать сама самостоятельно, потому что у нее не развита, из-за вот этих вот проблем, из-за недоношенности, вот из экстремальная низкая масса тела. Мы уже просто в какой-то момент я заметила, что она отреагировала на шум. Она начала фиксировать взгляд, она начала смотреть.
She can't see and stuff. Wow.
Видите? И вот тогда
She's fine. She's a good little girl.
Что есть шанс.
Born at 25 weeks and weighing just 850 grams, they
Wow, 25 weeks.
won't say exactly what's wrong with Bridget, other than she has a range of.
I bet they're trying to pump out the babies. No, it wasn't the biological baby. It was the one that they had paid for. They say that the parents left. The ones who had, like, financed her birth. That's what they're telling us, that they left her behind. But who knows, really? You know what I mean? I just can't even imagine this.
Developmental delays.
Показывает, она понимает хорошо обращенную к ней речь. Она очень
Yeah,
хорошо,
she knows exactly what's going on with this little girl.
Она понимает, там телефон, я ей могу дать телефон, она берет трубку, она говорит, алло. Она понимает, что с ней разговаривают, что она научилась изучать.
Marina visits the little girl as often as she can on her days off.
Вот у нее такое чувство, мне так показалось, что ее бросили опять.
Why is she still there?
Переворот. Я ей рассказываю, я ей объясняю, что Лиза, я тебя не бросила, я к тебе приезжаю, я тебя люблю. Но она же не видит меня все время. Поэтому я приезжаю все время сюда, я не могу ее предать просто еще раз.
Thank God if anything ever happens to that lady. That little girl really won't have a chance, then. That sucks. She might not even still be there.
The head of the local child protection agency gives me some background about Bridget.
В березні місяці нам повідомила лікарня про те, що є така дитина, яка народжена саме вимушеною переселенкою з Донецької області, була, яка була
Said she had twins.
сурогатною матір'ю, народила близнюків, і саме пішла вже до діагнозів, де одна дитина померла за станом здоров'я і залишилась
I bet they just took the boy. It was a boy and a girl.
дівчинка.
Documents seen by foreign correspondent show that Bridget's twin brother died at birth and that she was very ill. Her parents are US citizens who commissioned their babies through the surrogacy agency Biotexcom. When Bridget was 5 months old, her parents sent a letter authorising her life support be switched off. It said she is in a vegetative state and has no
Oh my God. I feel sick. Peace, love, and tacos.